revenge show as we get ready to unleash 32 of the best monster trucks and drivers right here on the MTA YouTube channel. They are all shooting to become the revenge champion here tonight. A lot of old-time veterans out here tonight willing to stake their claim and show that they are still on top of the MTA circuit. However, there are several new rookies out here debuting brand new trucks, so keep your eye out on them because they're out here to make a big name for themselves. There you see the giant mud pit down there in the shutdown area. Those trucks are going to be trying to avoid that all night long, keeping their trucks clean. The racing is going to be intense. 32 of the best trucks and drivers ready to go. Who's going to become champion? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out as we get set to kick off round one at Revenge. And up first, we've got none other than the old-time veteran Justin Lamb bringing Midnight Rider to the line to take on Pete Piscadlo, making his debut over there in the far lane in the Ford, the brand new pure adrenaline machine, ready to go in that far lane to take on the old-time veteran Justin Lamb. Midnight Rider, we've seen him out here several times. He's looking to pick up his first big championship right here tonight. Pure Adrenaline and Midnight Rider kicking off Revenge now down the straight stretch, and the rookie's got a lead now. Lamb trying to come back over the cars. It's close all the way down to the shutdown area. Ladies and gentlemen, the rookie throwing it to the veteran right here to kick off round one at Revenge. What a crazy matchup it was all the way down to the finish line. As we go back to our photo finish, your winner's going to be Pete Piscadlo and Pure Adrenaline out of the far lane by inches over the Midnight Rider. Now next up in round one, we've got Nathaniel Wiggins and T-Max. He made a huge impact out here on Thursday Night Thunder just a couple of months ago. He's ready to go in the old Ford in the far lane. However, over here in the near lane is Chase Moisen Spider-Man. We just watched him go through the Thursday Night Thunder scene at the January season. What's he got for us here in Revenge here tonight? Green light goes down, and it looks like T-Max is the lead. Spider-Man out of shape, but he pulls out the win. And Chase Moisen Spider-Man get the win over T-Max in that far lane, and what a matchup it was. Spider-Man all out of shape going through no man's land. He gathered it back up. He's back in action for round two. T-Max on the trailer. Now next up, we've got another old-time veteran, Starvin' Corey Marvin, the Eradicator, now ready to go in the far lane. He's made it to a couple finals here in that truck. He's looking to put Eradicator in the winner's circle here tonight. However, we've got Jimmy Ferguson, the 1957 Chevy Bel Air, better known as Avenger, in the near lane. Here's the green light now, and it looks like Eradicator with the lead. Avenger coming back on him over the car. Eradicator rolls the truck over. Coming out of no man's land, Corey Marvin going end over the last set of cars, and Avenger will be your winner here in round one as we get ready to go back down now to our MTA replay. Try to figure out what happened to Eradicator. As you see off the start, Eradicator was holding even with Avenger. Watch right here as they go up and over no man's land. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Marvin pogos it hard on the rear, tries to gather it back up, had nowhere to go, but end over end, and Avenger is your winner here in round one. Now next up to the line, we've got Jimmy Clancy debuting the brand new Cowboy machine. However, he draws up the hard task of taking on the old veteran, Rich Wagner, now driving the Gravedigger. He's over there in the far lane ready to rock and roll in his brand new ride. Does he have enough to take out Cowboy here in round one? We're about to find out. There's a green light now, and the Gravedigger's got him on the line. Cowboy trying to come back on him, and Wagner's in the mud pit with the Gravedigger. He does pull out the win over Cowboy. Jimmy Clancy was trying to hang right there with him all the way down to the finish line, but nonetheless, the veteran just outpowered him, puts the old Gravedigger in the mud pit. Rich Wagner will move on into round two in his brand new ride, the Cowboy, on the trailer early tonight in round one at Revenge. Now next up in round one competition, we have got none other than Joseph Nelson returning in the Mind Blower machine. He will take on another MTA veteran. That's Mike Lanford in the Outlaw Ford out of Pensacola, New Jersey, ready to go in the near lane. Another veteran from the first episode of Thursday Night Thunder. He wants to put the Outlaw in the winner's circle tonight. He's got to knock off Mind Blower here first in round one. Here we go now. There's a green light down the straight stretch. They're dead even down to the first set of cars. Outlaw coming back, and Lanford picks up the win in the Outlaw over Mind Blower here at Revenge. In round one, we're going to see the old Outlaw Ford back. In round two competition, Mind Blower is now on the trailer, ladies and gentlemen. Next up in round one competition, Joey Andrews bringing the brand new Black Stallion 2000 to the line. The Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland, ready to rock and roll in that far lane. He will take on Caden Wilson, new kid on the block. He's been in a couple of Thursday Night Thunder episodes. He wants to put Jurassic Attack in the winner's circle. Can he knock off the veteran? As we go green now down the straight stretch, Black Stallion with a lead. Wilson coming back, and Jurassic Attack won't have enough. It's close in the shutdown area, but Joey Andrews and Black Stallion pick up the win here in round one over Caden Wilson and Jurassic Attack. A close matchup all the way down to the shutdown area. Going back to the photo finish. Again, it wasn't by much, but Joey Andrews and Black Stallion by inches over Jurassic Attack out of that far lane. And next up in round one competition, we have got Ethan Wagner returning in the Wild Hair Chevrolet. Now set to take on Ashley Obie in the brand new Scooby-Doo stage there in that far lane. She's trying to put that truck in the top heat here tonight, but the old Wild Hair is always a fast truck with a brand new driver, second generation driver to be exact. There's the green light now down the straight track. Scooby-Doo with a slight lead. Wild Hair trying to come back to the cars, and Ethan Wagner now in the mud pit. Ashley Obie got kicked off that last of the cars, did not cross the finish line, ladies and gentlemen, put Scooby-Doo into the wall, and Ethan Wagner puts Wild Hair in the mud. He will advance on in the round two competition. Now next up at Revenge, we have got Ryan Johnson, the Wild Man, making his debut in a brand new truck. The old super trucker Peterbilt there in that far lane. He's trying to get that truck dialed in, look pretty strong in qualifying. He will draw up against Blake Mahoney, another representative out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Overkill Evolution, the Ford ready to go in the near lane. Here's the green light now. Overkill jumping off the line. Super Trucker trying to come back over the car. Now it's close. Super Trucker upside down, and Overkill in the mud pit with all four tires. Blake Mahoney making a hard right there. Got a little out of shape in the shutdown area. But let's talk about Ryan Johnson in the far lane. He lost out on the race, trying to keep Super Trucker in line there to go across the finish line. Going back to the replay now, ladies and gentlemen. There you see Overkill holding the lead out on Super Trucker in that far lane. Watch him right here up and over the cars. Super Trucker getting a bad bounce, all out of shape, giving the win to Overkill in the near lane. What a wild way to debut a brand new truck. But next up in round one, ladies and gentlemen, Downtown Mitch Brown returns out of Pacific, Missouri in Bigfoot, the Firestone edition over here in the near lane. He will take on Savannah Zilligy. Little Miss Dangerous over there in that far lane, the 1941 Willys, ready to rock and roll. And she has been a thorn in everybody's side on the last season of Thursday Night Thunder this past January. She wants to knock out the old-time veteran in Bigfoot. Who's it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Green light goes down, and Bigfoot's got the whole shot down the stretch, up and over the cars. It's close, and Bigfoot may have pulled it out. Zilligy all the way in the mud pit there, coming out of no man's land into the shutdown area. She had nowhere to go but to put the truck in the mud. What an epic showdown that was, as they were door handle to door handle all the way down to the finish line. Let's go back now and check out our MTA replay. Try to figure out who won the race, ladies and gentlemen. Off the line, Mitch Brown and Bigfoot start to pull a slight lead, but over in the far lane, Little Miss Dangerous now starting to come back. Watch as they go up and over no man's land and over the last set of cars right there. Mitch Brown by inches and Bigfoot get the win over Little Miss Dangerous out of the far lane. A tough break as she sunk the truck in the mud right there in the shutdown area. Nonetheless, Bigfoot is your winner. We'll see him back in round two competition. And now the MTA track crew and officials are down there. Little Miss Dangerous won't start. They think they got water in the magneto, so the MTA track crew and officials are down there to pull her out of the mud. And look at the truck all caked up as they get her back on the sidelines. A great showdown for Savannah Zilligy, satisfying the fans out here tonight. And they love the way she sent that truck out there in the mud like that, but nonetheless, Bigfoot is moving on. Next up at Revenge, Aaron Church, the veteran, will return in Dragonoid. He's looking for his first big event win here tonight at Revenge. He's ready to go in that far lane. He will take on Raylan Mullins and Medusa, the brand new truck for her, making her debut here tonight at Revenge, ready to go in the near lane. It's going to be a showdown like no one's ever seen before. Dragonoid and Medusa now. Green light goes down and off the line. Dragonoid with the lead. Medusa coming back over no man's land. Dragonoid turns it over, and Medusa, Raylan Mullins picks up the win here in round one over the veteran in Dragonoid. Aaron Church got all crossed up in no man's land, had nowhere to go but on his roof, and Medusa will move on into round two. And next up here in Revenge in round one, we've got Aiden Johnson bringing Lumberjack to the line to take on rookie sensation Walker Stevens and Son of a Digger, who took Thursday Night Thunder by storm just a couple of months ago, winning 3 Thursday Night Thunder championships. He wants to put Son of a Digger on top here tonight, but he's got to go through a strong truck and Lumberjack in that far lane. Both trucks are staged, ready to go. There's the green light down the straight track. Son of a Digger pulling the lead. Lumberjack has nowhere to go, and Son of a Digger's in the mud pit. Lumberjack trying to chase him down. Aiden Johnson takes it all the way to the wall, but Walker Stevens and Son of a Digger get the round 1 win over Lumberjack as he put it in the mud. What a matchup that was. But next up at Revenge, we have got Bradley Graham returning in the Clydesdale Chevrolet, ready to take on Sawyer Ramsdale in the Sudden Impact Ford out of Frackville, Pennsylvania, over there in that far lane. He is ready to take on the veteran in Clydesdale, here staged in the near lane. Ford versus Chevrolet here at Revenge. Rookie versus veteran. Here's the green light. The rookie got him on the line. Clydesdale out of shape, coming over to no man's lane, trying to get it together, and turns it over in Sudden Impact in the mud down there with the left rear tire trying to shut it down. The rookie jumped Clydesdale off the line. Bradley Graham knew he was in trouble. He tried to chase him down. He didn't have enough as he rolled the truck over, coming across the finish line. As we go back to the MTA replay, right there, Sudden Impact starting to pull a lead on him. But watch Clydesdale start to come back as they hit the first jump. But right there, Clydesdale way out of shape, up and over no man's land. He tried to gather it back up and just rocked up and rolled over on him. Sawyer Ramsdale and Sudden Impact advances on into round 2. Next up at Revenge, we have got Timothy Cantwell. The Cowboy from Hell returns in Bounty Hunter. He will take on an old teammate, Jalen Buford in the USA 1 Chevrolet out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, ready to go in that far lane. And the Ford, Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, ready to rock and roll. Ford versus Chevrolet. 2 former teammates. USA 1 takes on Bounty Hunter in round 1. Green light goes down. Now the Ford got him on the line. The Chevrolet coming back over the car now. And Buford may have got him in the shutdown area. And we have confirmed USA 1 is the winner here tonight over Bounty Hunter. So a tough break for Tim Cantwell. Jalen Buford and USA 1 advance into round 2. Next up in round 1, a newcomer to the scene, Isaac Resendez, bringing the brand new Destroyer Ford to the starting line. However, he draws up against Rudy Zilligy and Rage out of Columbus, Michigan, over there in that far lane. He is trying to get that Rage machine a big win here tonight at Revenge. So we're going to see if the newcomer, Isaac Resendez and Destroyer, can beat him. Green light goes down now, and they're getting off the start line. Destroyer now with a slight lead over the car, and the rookie takes out Rage here in round 1. Destroyer on a rail with a smooth, clean pass out of the near lane. He defeats Rage here in round 1, so we're going to see Destroyer back in a round 2 competition. Next up in round 1 competition, we have got Jarrett Booker coming, debuting the brand new Pastrana 199 machine. He will take on another veteran on the MTA circuit, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, U.S. Air Force Afterburner, ready to go in that far lane. Who will advance on into round 2? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Green light goes down now, and Pastrana got him on the line. Skipper trying to play catch up now, and Pastrana getting the win in round 1 competition over the Iceman. Jarrett Booker putting down a clean pass. Iceman was right there with him, but didn't have enough for the brand new truck over there in the near lane. And now as we get set to close out round 1 competition, Charlie Stevens in the Built for Tough Blue Thunder. He comes to the line to take on the Outlaw. Joshua Wells in the brand new Carolina Crusher Chevrolet out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. An old square body ready to go in the near lane. Another Ford versus Chevrolet showdown here in round 1. Charlie Stevens takes on Josh Wells, who will go on to round 2. Green light goes down now, and Charlie Stevens and Blue Thunder follow behind. Carolina Crusher coming across. What a wheel set! Stevens turns it over in the shutdown area. What a race it was all the way down to the end. Looks like Josh Wells put Carolina Crusher into the wall, and a wheel stand by Blue Thunder out of that far lane, going all the way across the finish line. Let's go back down now and check out our MTA replay, ladies and gentlemen. Right here off the line, Josh Wells and Carolina Crusher starting to pull a slight lead on Blue Thunder, but watch as they go up and over the first jump. Wells skies out Carolina Crusher, but so does Blue Thunder in that far lane. And right there across the finish line, just popped up the front end a little too much, and it costed him the win. Carolina Crusher will advance into round 2. A lot of great racing went down in round 1, but now we are down to 16 trucks as 16 have been eliminated as round 2 kicks off. And we are going to see Chase Moist and Spider-Man take on Pete Piscalo and a pure adrenaline truck, the brand new ride, the Ford, ready to go in the near lane. And Chase Moist was out for victory all January season long on Thunder. He's trying to get a big win here tonight at Revenge. Who will move on into round 3 competition? Spider-Man, pure adrenaline. Green light goes down now, and adrenaline's got him up the line, up and over no man's lane. Now it's close all the way down to the shutdown area. And Spider-Man getting into the mud pit down there, ladies and gentlemen, and pure adrenaline was hanging right there with him the whole way down. As we go back and take a look at our photo finish right there at the line, your winner is going to be pure adrenaline, beating out Spider-Man by inches right there at the finish line. A close race, no doubt. Pure pure adrenaline moving on into round 3. Next up in round 2 competition, Rich Wagner brings back the Gravedigger. He will take on Jimmy Ferguson in Avenger. And we know they can take home a big event win much like tonight as they did several months ago. Avenger ready to go now in the far lane. A couple of classic Chevys ready to rock and roll here in round 1. Avenger takes on the Gravedigger, who will move on into round 3 competition as we get set to go green now down the straight. Gravedigger now pulling the lead on Avenger over the car. Wagner in trouble, turns it over in the shutdown area. He barely got into the brakes trying to skid the truck sideways, tag the wall. Gravedigger upside down nonetheless. Gets the win in round 2. A wild matchup that was, but next up now in round 2, Mike Lanford in the Outlaw Ford out of Pensacola, New Jersey, ready to take on Joey Andrews in the Black Stallion Ford in the far lane out of Hagerstown, Maryland. It's a battle of the Ford Brigade here in round 2 competition. Who will take home the win? Green light goes down now, and Outlaw with a slight lead. Black Stallion coming back over no man's land, and Andrews pulls it out. He will defeat Outlaw here in round 2. He will put Outlaw on the trailer in the Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Black Stallion will move on into round 3 competition. A tough break for the old Outlaw. Next up in round 2, we have got none other than Blake Mahoney out of Hagerstown, Maryland. The kid's been coming a long way. He has got Overkill Evolution dialed in here tonight. He took a dip in the mud earlier in round 1, but he draws up against Ethan Wagner in the Wild Hair Chevrolet, now staged in the near lane, who will move on into round 3, Ford versus Chevrolet. Here's the green light now, and down the straight to go Wild Hair with a slight lead. They're dead even now. Wild Hair out of shape. Overkill coming back on him in the end, and Blake Mahoney stating his claim here tonight. Overkill Evolution will put Wild Hair on the trailer as once again Ethan Wagner takes a dip in the mud. Overkill gets the round 2 victory. Next up in round 2 competition, we have got Downtown Mitch Brown returning in Bigfoot. He will draw up against Medusa, the Ford out of Orlando, Florida. Raylan Mullins behind that brand new ride over there in the far lane. She knows she's got a hard task at hand because Mitch Brown trying to get a big win here tonight at Revenge in the Bigfoot Firestone, ready to go in the near lane. Who will go on to round 3? Here's the green light. Battle of the Ford Brigade down the straight. Bigfoot with the lead now. Mitch Brown out of shape, slaps it, turns it over across the finish line. And I'm not sure who got the win there as both trucks came across the finish line identically at the same time. Mitch Brown going for a wild ride nonetheless. Going back down now to our MTA replay. Looks like Bigfoot got the lead off the start, but with the far lane, Medusa starting to come back on him. Watch how out of shape he is over here in the no man's land. Gets a nice side slap for Bigfoot. Rolls it over on the tailgate. He didn't hurt the truck too much. However, Medusa is declared the winner here in round 2, and Bigfoot putting on a show for these MTA fans. Next up in round 2 competition at Revenge, we've got the rookie sensation, Walker Stevens, returning out of Poplar Branch, North Carolina. Son of a digger ready to go in the near lane. However, Sawyer Ramsdale in the sudden impact Ford out of Frackville, Pennsylvania. He's trying to get his first big win here tonight at Revenge, but he knows he's got to knock off a fast truck, and son of a digger. Both trucks are staged now. Here's the green light in round 2 down the straight stretch. Son of a digger with the lead over no man's land. Some big time here. Sudden impact rolls it over, and Walker Stevens and son of a digger slams into his father down there in the shutdown area with Blue Thunder. Nonetheless, with a wicked fast pass, son of a digger is your winner, and Sawyer Ramsdale and sudden impact rolled the truck over. The fans love it, but he's out of competition here tonight. Next up in round 2, Isaac Resendez returns in the Destroyer Ford. He's now ready to take on an old-time Chevrolet favorite, Jalen Buford, the USA 1 out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. He is ready to go here in the near lane. He knocked off Bounty Hunter in round 1 to get here. Can he do the same to another Ford Destroyer in that far lane? Here's the green light now. Ford versus Chevrolet. USA 1 with the lead now up and over. Hard pocket on USA 1. And it may have cost him the win there as Isaac Resendez, the Destroyer, was putting the hammer down. He knew he had a tough battle ahead of him with Jalen Buford in the USA 1. What a break here if he did get the win. Watch as the replay goes down. USA 1 got him up the line. Jalen Buford holding the lead on him. Watch how he skies the truck straight up and down. Hard pogo on the frame, and it was just enough to give Destroyer the win out of the far lane. A tough break for the USA 1 machine. Next up to close out round 2, Jarrett Booker returns to the Pastrana 199. He will take on Josh Wells, the Outlaw, in Carolina Crusher, the new square body making its debut here tonight. He's ready to rock and roll in the far lane. Again, the Chevrolet out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. What's he got for newcomer Jarrett Booker in Pastrana 199 here in the near lane? We're about to find out. Ford and Chevrolet. There's the green light now. Pastrana's got him up the line down the straight. Booker in trouble, out of shape, and loses it there in the shutdown area. And Crusher all the way down to the other Trucks down there at the wall. What a ride there for Jared Booker in Pastrana 199 as he got cattywampus through no man's land, almost to the point of no return, and somehow he brought that truck back around. Let's go back and take another look at the replay. Right there off the start line, Pastrana 199 with a slight lead over Carolina Crusher. Watch the near lane. Jared Booker all out of shape, much like USA 1, almost again to the point of no return, and there you see the finish line. Wells should consider himself lucky in Carolina Crusher over there in the far lane, but nonetheless, he is the winner over Pastrana 199. And ladies and gentlemen, that was just the end of round 2. A lot of great trucks are still in competition as we go into round 3 here at Revenge, and a lot of great action has already taken place, but it's down in the nitty-gritty now as round 3 goes ahead and kicks off with Rich Wagner returning in the Gravedigger. He just rolled it over in round 2. He's back in action now in that far lane. He takes on newcomer to the scene, Pete Piscadlo in the Pure Drilling Ford, ready to rock and roll in that near lane. The rookie making a big name for himself. He takes on one of the old-time veterans in Gravedigger in that far lane. Who's going to semis? Green light goes down on the Ford Chevrolet. The Ford with the lead now. Gravedigger kind of come back with a wheel stamp by Gravedigger, but the new rookie in Pure Adrenaline knocks off the veteran in round 3. Pure Adrenaline will move on in the semifinal competition. The Gravedigger on the trailer for the rest of the evening. But old Wagner's showing he still got it with the debut of his brand new Gravedigger. Nonetheless, Pure Adrenaline moving on. Next up in round 3 competition, 2 Hagerstown Bandits. Blake Mahoney returns in Overkill Evolution, now ready to go in the near lane. He will take on MTA veteran Joey Andrews in Black Stallion 2000. That truck making its debut right here tonight. It's a battle of the Ford Brigade. 2 Hagerstown Bandits going to throw it down here at Revenge. Here's the green light now, and down the straight trucks to go. Overkill with a lead now. Black Stallion trying to come back. It's close. All the way down to the shutdown area, ladies and gentlemen. But Black Stallion 2000 and Joey Andrews is your winner by about 3/4 of a truck over Overkill Evolution in the near lane. So the veteran moves on into semifinals. Next up in round 3 competition at Revenge, it's the return of Raylan Mullins and her brand new Medusa machine out of Orlando, Florida. She knows she's got a tall task ahead of her because Walker Stevens was the truck everybody was talking about just a couple of months ago, taking home a couple of Thursday Night Thunder victories in his own right. He's ready to rock and roll in that far lane. The 2022 Halloween Madness champion ready to go, taking on Medusa. Green light goes down now. Medusa got him up the line. Something coming back. Medusa out of shape. Turns it over. What a ride for Raylan Mullins and Medusa. She knew she had her hands full from the start. She hung right there with Walker Stevens and Son of a Digger all the way down to the end with an amazing cartwheel across the finish line. Here's another look at it at the replay. She actually got him off the line and down the straight stretch they go. Stevens in the far lane catching up. Watch Medusa here in the near lane. Hard pogo on the rear tires right there at the finish line. Stevens just did edge out Medusa across the finish line. An incredible race as Raylan Mullins goes end over end, brings it right side up. A tough break for that old girl. She was going for it, but Son of a Digger is your winner. Next up as we close out round 3 here at Revenge, Isaac Resendez, this new kid, making a pretty big name for himself here tonight. Destroyer's been running strong. However, the new kid on the block has a tall task with the veteran Josh Wells in the brand new Carolina Crusher out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, ready to go here in the near lane. Ford versus Chevrolet to close out round 3. Green light goes down now. Crusher's got a lead on him now, opening up the no man's land. It's close. Look out, Crusher in trouble. Looks like Josh Wells turned it over there in the shutdown area. He knew Destroyer's been running strong all night. Got up on 2 wheels and rolled it over. Nonetheless, the outlaw Josh Wells is your winner over Destroyer here to close out round 3. But now it's down to 4 trucks. We started with 32. These bad boys and girls have been throwing it down all night, trying to get the first big win of the 2023 year here at Revenge. It's now down to 4. Black Stallion 2000, the brand new truck making its debut here tonight. The veteran Joey Andrews behind the wheel takes on new kid on the block, Pete Piscadlo in the Pure Adrenaline Ford, ready to go here in the near lane. The rookie's been climbing up the ranks all night here at Revenge. He's trying to put Pure Adrenaline in the winner's circle. He's 2 races away. Can he defeat Black Stallion in that far lane? We're going to find out. Green light goes down. Now they're dead even down the straight stretch. The first jump up and over the cars is close. But Pete Piscadlo and Pure Adrenaline puts it in the mud, and he gets the win over Black Stallion 2000 out of that far lane. He'll move on to the finals, his first race ever, and he's in the finals after he defeated Black Stallion. Next up here in semifinal competition, Walker Stevens returns. Son of a digger, the bad fast truck that everybody's been talking about. He finds himself taking on the old outlaw. Joshua Wells returns in Carolina Crusher after that round 3 rollover out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. The Chevrolet ready to rock and roll. Who will meet Pure Adrenaline in the finals? Green light goes down now. Crusher's going to lead on him. Stevens now trying to come back over the car, and Crusher turns it over again. Wells upside down, Stevens in the mud pit, and son of a digger, what a matchup it was all the way down to the wire. As we're going to go back and take another look at our photo finish. What an incredible matchup, one in the mud pit, one upside down. And here's the look at our photo finish, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Josh Wells in Carolina Crusher by about 3/4 of a truck over son of a digger. And that means it's final time, ladies and gentlemen. Pete Piscotlo, the Pure Adrenaline machine who made its debut, his rookie show, and he's in the finals to take on the old veteran in the outlaw. Josh Wells, Carolina Crusher, ready to go, the brand new truck in the near lane. And Wells hasn't been the victory lane since Live Wire last year. He's trying to put the rookie in his place, but the rookie wants to make a huge name for himself and take home the win. Ladies and gentlemen, Pure Adrenaline, Carolina Crusher, it's showtime and revenge down the street. Stretch Crusher, the lead, Adrenaline trying to come back. Wells skies it out, Pure Adrenaline upside down, and Wells tags Pastrana 199 in the shutdown area. What a race it is all the way down to the finish line. Wells pretty much had him from the start, but Pete Piscotlo, Pure Adrenaline, tried to come back on him. Let's go down and check out our MTA replay. Right here off the start, Carolina Crusher pretty much got Pure Adrenaline down the straight stretch. Watch as they go up and over no man's land. Some sick air by Carolina Crusher. Watches the smooth, clean pass for the inside lane. Look at the far lane. Pure Adrenaline going end over end. Wells forgot where the brake pedal was and tagged Pastrana 199. But ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating the outlaw, Josh Wells and Carolina Crusher. You are the Revenge Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, what a showdown here tonight at the 3rd annual Revenge Show. We hope you enjoyed all the great racing action that MTA has brought to you. Thank you guys so much for supporting MTA for as long as you had. And if it wasn't for you guys, we'd have gave this up a long time ago. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and we'll catch you down the road. See you next time.